Hi guys, Chris Davis here. I'm going to take you through this tutorial now on setting up your harness, your basic harness setup. First of all, get your harness out and climb inside your harness. Sometimes a bit of a challenge to get in these harnesses depending on the model. I actually find them a little bit easier to get in when I've got equipment on them. Just adds a bit of weight. Do the waist belt up and the chest point. We don't need to tighten this up too much at the moment, but what we're looking for, the leg straps, just like you can get your hands in your jeans pockets. The waist belt, nice and tight. Use the web tidies on the side to sort the webbing out. And then the chest harness, again, just nice and snug, but prior to going up the height, you're going to horse these down nice and tight, so it's almost a bit hunched up when you get the harness on. Just at the moment though, I can just use the web tidies to keep it up out the way so it's tidy. So now we've got the harness on, we can look at the basic setup. First of all, device lanyards. We've got 3. We're going to need to use 3. First of all, inspect your device lanyard. Make sure there's no damage to it, and it's got an ID tag on it. We use the Easy ID technology to uniquely identify these tags. Holding the tag in the tip of my hand, tip of my fingers, to get my bite in the center of my chest, this gives me a good guide now to tie in all my knots. Drop the tail to the right and tie your figure 8 shape. What we're looking for is this figure 8 knot, tail of the rope, tip of my finger, and the knot just sits in my armpit. Thread that through my harness. Following the tail of the rope round, the knot, pull it through so it's nice and snug to my harness, to my finger, and follow it around. What we're looking for is the tail, minimum 10 centimeters, so just sticking outside your hand, and the knot itself is pre-tensioned. Forget about the other end, we'll do that later. Again, repeat that. So again, make sure they're all the same. And now we're going to tie 2 different knots. On my right, on the outside ones, I'm going to tie a figure 8 on a bite. To get this, I third the length of the cowstail, the device lanyard, to get my size in. With the tail on the left, bite goes to the right, round to the left, round to the right, and through the back. I'll show you how to tie this on another tutorial. Tie a nice tidy rethread figure 8. Or figure 8 on a bite even. And the same on the other side. And these 2 there should be around about the same size. And the one in the middle is going to have a barrel knot on it. I choose to use a barrel knot because this is going to be the one I use if I'm doing any aid climbing, which I'll show you on a later tutorial. Holding the bite in my left hand with my thumb pointing towards the tail, I wrap the rope around my thumb 2 times, remove my thumb, replace it with the tail of the rope. Pull in the knot, again ensuring that the tail is minimum 10 centimeters, and now it's like a slip knot. That's going to be one in the middle. We're going to shorten the length of this with an Alpine butterfly shortly. So the 2 outside ones are going to have a backup device on it and my hand ascender foot loop combination. So backup device, S-Tech duck, carabine in the end, attach that to my S-Tech duck. When we attach a backup devices, we put it on ready to use, so it's in the armed position here. That's attached now to my left hand side. On the right hand side, hand ascender foot loop combination, hand ascender foot loop, hand ascender on, and then the foot loop can go on in the same place. These petzl hand ascenders are great because there's a large hole in the bottom. You can put both carabiners in the same one. Again, now that attaches to the right hand side of my harness. And the middle one is just going to have a carabiner on it. Pull the bow knot up so it's nice and snug so it holds it in place. With this now I'm going to shorten the overall length using an Alpine butterfly. The Alpine butterfly is shown in another tutorial, so I'll just tie it quickly. 1 twist, 2 twists, round the back, through the hole. We're tying this so this bite again now is 10 centimeters and the overall length is arm's reach. I don't really want it too far out the way. Attaches on my right. So I've got 2 on my left, 1 on the right hand side. Now I'm going to put my descenders on. Depending on what descender I want to use, whether I use the rig or the IDS, depends on which choice. So I'm going to go for the rig itself. The ID I'm just going to stick on the back of my harness out the way. And then the rig is going to go in the center. Do the gate up. So I don't need to undo this again. Spare foot loop, that's just going to attach on the back of my harness again on one of the gear loops. Secondary backup device, or for me I use this as my primary backup device. My duck is my secondary backup device. That's now attached to the sternal attachment point. Gate done up, and one of my spare carabiners goes on the lateral D-ring, and that's just there just to hold the device away from my groin area so it's not banging in front of me. What I should be left now with 2 spare carabiners. They're just going to get linked together or separate, and that's just going to be attached to the side of my harness. Last but not least, we've got our helmet. Stick it on your head, do it up, and then prior to climbing do a body check or a common sense check of your equipment. Starting with your head, helmet, chin strap, working down your harness, make sure carabiners are done up, crawl, closed, all the connections are in place, 2 cow cells one side, 1 on the other side, and you've got a little manifest of all your equipment. Once you're happy, you're going to get your buddy to do a buddy check on you.